I don't know, this is crazy to say, but there are gonna be women who just don't want to sleep with you on a first date, no matter how much money you spend on them. So this guy posted a video on the internet of a woman who he had paid like $5,000, not her directly, but had, you know, bought a plane ticket, took her out to dinner, maybe bought her some nice things, spent $5,000 on this girl, flying her out, hanging out with her, they're at a hotel, and then she does not want to sleep with him. And so he gets so mad that he just tells her to get all of his shit, get all of her stuff, pack it up and go. And the person who posted this said she finessed him for $5K. She didn't want to be touched. Laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji, trending now. Let's watch. The question on this, by the way, is he wrong or she wrong? And I don't know. To me, this was kind of obvious. Let's watch.
Let me explain to y'all. Let me explain to y'all the story. I flew this way from Indiana.
By the way, YouTube really appreciates the censorship just right in advance. Very much. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Been talking to her on Instagram for months. You feel me? I done spent damn near 5 G's on this. She talking about she don't want nobody touching her. Man, you got me up. You mean? Well, you can leave. First of all, hold on. I been. First, she talking about she don't even fly Spirit, right? The talking about she don't fly Spirit. Like she get like okay. So I get her motherfucking. So I get her motherfucking Delta.
Gotta say, she's right. Spirit is a death wish. I actually got a Spirit Airlines ticket to go home from Miami because I was like, you know what? It's a cheap ticket. Want to get home. I've spent a lot of money over in Ukraine. Don't got much left. Gotta be careful. And the plane was still there. They stopped me from going to the plane because you had to be like an hour early, and I was 59 or 58 minutes early. And like when I got to the actual buttons place where you had to enter in, even though I was in the building at 1:05, but I was given a bunch of bad directions. Either way, Spirit treated me like garbage. I had to pay for another ticket. It was a terrible time, terrible experience. I hate Spirit. I sympathize with her greatly.
That's damn near $600-700 last minute, right?
Okay.
So plus her bags, check-in, all that shit. We go get her the Uber, all that shit. Then I'm damn near at 2 G's already. So we get here. First night, I'm being a whole gentleman. I've been a whole gentleman. Have you not? Have I not been a gentleman to you though? Have I not done anything? But you should have knew what it was if I flew you out here though.
I don't want.
Why come out here then?
What do you mean?
So y'all, this is the Instagram model. You know what? I ain't gonna even be no petty ass. Put your name on there like that.
Because you're recording me.
Okay, so why the would you come halfway across the country knowing you didn't want to on that?
You though.
I ain't say you did. You know what it was though. You knew what it was.
You want to spend money.
I spent 5 G's on you. What are you talking about?
That's what you.
5 G's. What are you talking about? So look, she did. Oh, let me talk. Shut up. Then we about to go eat, right? So Shorty told me she hungry. So Shorty, call him. Pack all this shit. I'll help you leave. Pack all this bum shit up. Pack all this shit. Pack all that shit up. It's not even about the. It's not even about. It's really about the money because it ain't about nothing. You feel me? It ain't about nothing. So listen, we get up the flight. Let me tell a story. We get off the flight. So I'm like, we went back to the room. Well, she like, I'm hungry. I'm all right. Well, let's go to a little restaurant or something. You know, I'm trying to get her something to eat. She like, oh, nah, I only eat the best. I want some crab legs. That's or nothing. So we go to the restaurant. I spend damn near ordering steak, more crab legs. I'm buying all that shit, though, being a pure gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Being a real. So I spent damn near 5 G's on this already.
Because this.
Who you want? You can leave.
Yes,
you can go. Yes, I'll help you. Pack this shit up. You can get the all out. Get all your shit. Pack all it. It's already packed. Yes. Tell him how much money I spent though. Tell him how much money I spent. I can get some. It ain't enough for me to call. I got another coming through.
This hurts.
So you can leave.
This hurts.
Get your shit.
I'm suffering, man.
Been here 2 days. 2 days talking about all nobody touching me. Ain't on her period. None of that. Put your shoes on. I ain't on a period, nothing. What you do? You gonna whip me? What you gonna do? Beat me up? Please, come on now. Get your goofy ass out of here. You got me all the way up.
All right.
Like, you better chill. Like, it's other stuff that don't really get on your ass for that. Can you get the out? Can you get the out? Can you get the? I can get my man any day, baby. That money, nothing, baby. I hope that 5Gs is worth it. Lame, man. You look out, put your Instagram on here, y'all. If we keep talking, I'm gonna tell everybody what your Instagram is. Yes, please leave. Get the out. Bye. 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 Bye.
Why are you recording?
Bye. Get back home. Catch your ass over. Where you going? You don't even know where the you went.
Don't worry about where I'm going.
Bye.
Don't worry about.
Okay, so this video keeps going, but you don't need to see the rest of it. It's just this, right? And like, you've already seen enough to get an idea of what happens here, right? Okay, so here's my first piece of so I have thoughts. So my first piece of advice, and this goes to the guy, and this is his, I think a lot of this is his fault, and I just hire a sex worker, dog, or just go to one of those massage parlors if you're really that desperate that you give money and you know what you're gonna get. You can hire sex workers that will go to you with whatever restaurant you want, and you can spend the day together, and you can, for like, honestly, $1,000, $2,000, much less than that. Don't, like, I've talked to sex workers. I haven't purchased, of course, because I'm a moral, upstanding human being. But if you really wanted to, you could do that, right? You could spend however much money, less than this, right? I mean, it depends on how high end the person is. But you spend money, and you know what you're getting, because you spent money. They take the money, knowing what's going to happen in advance. You go back and forth. This is what I want to do. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. I'll buy you this. I'll buy you that. It'll be a nice day. We'll come back. Did it. Bang, bang, bang. Boom. Goodbye. Right? If your main goal when you're interacting with somebody is that, then just go to somebody who markets themselves in that way and be upfront with them saying, I want these services. I want to purchase them off of you. Don't play strategic money deployer thinking that, like, if I put money here and here and here and here and here, I have met the mandatory amount of money. When I hit $4,000, $3,000, $2,000, whatever amount of $1,000, then she has to give me a tuggy. And if she hit $6,000, then she has to give me a blowy. If at $8,000, then she has to like hit this and that. You have no clue. Number one, you don't know that person's real financial situation, so it's impossible for you to come up with those numbers. But two, those things, for a lot of people, don't have those monetary numbers. For her, it could have just been, she's about to come out, and she's going to have a guy bring her out a date, buy her all these lovely things, and it's a first date, and maybe down the line, she's going to do something with this guy. Could have been, I'm going to lead this guy on to thinking that maybe we're going to bang, and then I pull the carpet out under him and say, oh, never mind, after you spend all this money. That could have happened. It's impossible to know. It's impossible to know from without seeing all the interactions and stuff like that. We have no clue, right? Trash Romancer, thank you for the tier 1. I really appreciated it. He would have been much better spending 5G on Dylan Burns TV or Dylan Burns TV at Twitch. Yeah, that's right. DylanBurns.tv. If you go to that website, donate all your money. I mean, it goes to a much better case than this, okay? At least I reciprocate service. No, I don't. I do not. I guess my general point is, if you are just in this for the money transaction and you like give them money and they give you what you want, then just go hire a sex worker. No need to go through all this trouble of like flying somebody out from halfway across the country and like buying them all this stuff when you're living in Vegas, hoping that you hit the mandatory number to be able to get into her pants, right? But also, like, let's be for real. And I don't know, this is crazy to say, but there are gonna be women who just don't want to sleep with you on a first date, no matter how much money you spend on them. Like, that exists. Now, again, I don't know all the interactions that happen here. It could have been like, oh, you've got a big this and that, and then going into all these exaggerations all throughout their text messages on the internet, and then they come in action, and it's like all day she's like flirting with him to be like, oh, later I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, do that. And then after everything's spent, she's like, never mind, I don't want to. If that's happened, that's dishonest. That's bad. It's not like nobody ever does that. We don't know. And if that's the case, not only is he wrong, but she's in the wrong too. And there's a decent chance, I would even say there's a really decent chance that both of these people are just not great when it comes to this. When it comes to either being misleading, or when it comes to expecting immediate repercussions because you've hit a single, like a certain money amount, right? But like, there are going to be women who do not want to sleep with you on the first date, and just because you spent money on them does not mean they're going to reciprocate sex with you. This also goes vice versa, by the way, for any dominant women in my audience, okay, who want to be there. I'm going to ask them on the date. I'm going to spend the money, okay? For any of you, you know, She-Hulks out there, that wasn't an insult. I mean it. But just generally, just do not believe that you hit a money amount and they have to reciprocate. And like, a lot of people won't sleep with you on the first date. A lot. Anyway, that's enough of that. She-Hulks rise up. True. It was a second date, though. He said in the video. That doesn't matter either. That doesn't matter. First date, second date. The historic one was 3 dates. You have to hit 3 dates, and on the third date, then you can get frisky. That was like the old like 80s idea, right? Of course, there was always the idea that you don't get frisky until you're married, which people are allowed to do. Not what I do. But you should not assume that any interaction is going to end because you've given them a certain amount of money with them doing something sexual to you, unless you've paid them specifically for that purpose and they've agreed to it beforehand. Like, because they're a sex worker and they're engaging in sex work. Anyway, man, that's my opinion. Like, if this is that important to you, you don't need to even go through all this effort, man. Dude, you know how people, like, I buy local when it comes to, you know, meat and dairy and eggs, and what a lot of people, like, are really heavy on that. Why are people not thinking the same thing when it comes to sex work services?